Hey, so I wanted to make a quick video about the 06 Mazda Miata and possibly all the early NC's coil pack wiring. If you're experiencing like a P0300 random code, intermittent code that comes and goes, or maybe just intermittent misfiring, it could be this, more than likely, before the coil packs. Basically, Mazda, for whatever reason, should I say, assemble this incorrectly or just use the wrong wires, especially with this tape, and then the engine cover that traps in all the heat and just completely degrades these wires. So what you'll notice is that even just by inspection, that these wires start breaking down. Look, it's exposed right there, and you'll find this all along the wire, especially like depending how bad it is, like even right here. So yeah, and a good way to test for these misfires and to really test which wires it is to run your car and then just tug on these wires, play around with them, mess with the connector, and you might experience, you might be able to recreate that misfire in a certain one of the cylinders. Basically, what you'll do to fix this is you will order yourself some connectors, pigtails. I'm pretty sure these are, pretty common connectors for Nissan. So anything from the GTR to like the Versa, they use these. I got these for $8 on Amazon, all four with the pigtails, and they are long enough to basically go till here. So that's exactly what you need, and it's only $8. I know Bollinger sells some, probably a little bit higher quality for around 50 shipped. So basically you get to this point, don't touch this, and cut the connectors off. Leave some space to strip the wiring in order to connect them together and solder them. So I would cut right here and then cut as far back as you can here. And yeah, and what you have to do is really inspect these wires and make sure, like right here I have an additional break, so I'm gonna have to go through there. I inspected it, none of the actual wires itself, like they're not cut, it's just this rubber insulation. So I'll go through, either heat shrink or tape them, and should be good to go. We'll start to see a spot in the wiring harness, this huge lump where the wires actually connect together. From my understanding, you do not touch this, and you do not cut it open like I did. So I'm gonna have to retape it once I'm back through. This is also a great time to just take a photo of what you're working with. In case you get confused on where these wires go at all, it'll be nice to have, a way to reference where everything was and how it was laid out. Although you will have the connectors handy, so you could just, go off of that, go off of the colors, and it should be easy enough. So cut those. And then we can cut these about right here. Maybe give ourselves a little bit more space. So yeah, here you have cylinder one. And then you'll just match the lengths of the wire, make sure you give yourself some relief, and then solder them on. And then we repeat these for the rest of the cylinders. So once you're at the point of having everything stripped, you're gonna take your new pigtails, you're gonna put some heat shrink ready to go, strip them, strip the wires on the chassis, and then basically just match color to color for pin to pin on this connector, put them together and solder them. Easy peasy. So once you have your joint soldered, you can slide your heat shrink tubing on, get it covered, and then you could grab your torch and go give it a little burn here, but probably better to use something like a heat gun. But I like doing it a little more fun. So once you got everything heat shrink and soldered together, the next step is to just plug everything back up and give it a test, give it all a wiggle, make sure it's all good. And then you're good to just wrap everything up in Tessa tape and you should be good. So as you could tell, I have the multimeter out, so things did not go as planned. Also, this is the next day. So I had a cylinder misfire number 2. It just wouldn't fire. I tracked it down to it being the wiring because I swapped around coil packs, this and that, and it still was not working. So it definitely was the wiring, especially since I was messing with it. I thought it would have been somewhere deeper. Maybe I broke it while I was messing with it. But after bringing out the multimeter and testing out directly from the ECU pinout to the actual connector, so here it is. This is our signal wire. If you search up the basically any Nissan coil, R34, I don't know if it's R34, but GTR coils, you can see which one. I think the left one is, I don't know, it's power, ground, and then signal. So this is our signal wire, which goes to the ECU because the ECU sends signal. And here we have one prong there. It's on, here, let's just test it out. Nothing at the terminal. Now if we go a little bit up the wire, we have continuity. So cheap Amazon connectors, maybe it's worth going to the $50 Bollinger set. Because more than likely you won't be dealing with this bullshit. So yeah, at your discretion, use good connectors. So thankfully I tracked it down to something being like not too serious. So I just took one of my somewhat healthy looking OEM terminals, and I'm just gonna splice it in exactly where this one goes. So yeah, hopefully that fixes it. This is how it's supposed to sound like. So everything's all good. Next job is to tape everything out and we're all set. And here's your finished product. After wrapping everything in Tessa tape, this is something close to what it should look like. And you should be good for many years of enjoyment of your NC or your NC1. I've heard there's also ways of just swapping in an NC2 or NC3 harness, but I'm not totally sure if every accessory, if everything fits perfectly. So do some research on that if that's a route you want to take, but this is easy enough. Just get good connectors and take your time with it, but it should come out great. And thank you.